But for the most part, with the way that I was brought up, I didn't realize that we supported you guys specifically so heavily.
Well, the Americans joined our military because we were right next door, and we were in the fight.
Right.
Plus, a surefire way of getting into a fight with a Canadian in both World Wars was to call us half Americans.
I mean,
That would start a fist fight.
Okay. Yes, it would. The only reason that I'm going to agree with this is because what would happen if I come up to you, knowing that I'm American? What happens if I, let's just say we fucking met on the border? Perfectly in the middle, we'll meet smack dab in the middle. Your ass is half American. I guarantee I'm going to get into a fist fight with you.
You won't get in a fist fight with me because I'm not really that violent. But I would tell you to go fuck yourself.
Exactly. There'd be that hatred. It'd be the, for lack of a better word, I say hatred, but it'd be the equivalent.
Well, you have to remember that all these countries that have like anti-Americanism and stuff like that, like North Korea, China, Russia to an extent, all this stuff, the first country to be purely anti-American is Canada.
And I can respect that.
Because all your loyalists settled up here. About 2 hours east of here, no, an hour east of here, and all the way to the Quebec border, there's a road called the Loyalist Way, because the Loyalists settled along that northern shore of Lake Ontario.
I've been on that road too, that's the sad part. I've been on Loyalist Way.
But, yeah.
And yeah, respect, you'd say go fuck yourself, and honestly, I would say the same.
Yeah, like there are some Americanized Canadians, and we usually make fun of them behind their backs.
I've heard that, actually. The friend of mine from Alberta, well, he was a friend of mine, I haven't talked to him in 2 years now. Well,
people drift away.
He used to make fun of him, which is true. But him and I used to make fun of each other because of where we were from. Like, it was just kind of a universal, like, hey, you're Canadian, fuck you. Hey, you're American, fuck you. Like,
I don't do that per se. I let your actions speak for you. And I treat you how I want to be treated myself. So I won't bring up certain things because I don't want to talk about them myself.
Right, and
so, but
like I said, that's all respectable. And think of it this way: despite our differences, you're Canadian, I'm American. Overlooking that, you're a very nice person. You're very fun to talk to. I respect it. You've shown me personally nothing but respect. So I'm going to give it right back to you. I respect you. I like you.
Yeah. Plus, you'll also notice that down the States, people will like or hate someone over their political affiliation. Up here, that doesn't really happen.
I haven't seen that personally.
Up here, it's starting to take hold in some aspects of certain people, like the people that would be considered way out on the fringes. Like, I have one friend that hates conservatives. It's like, dude, you're just as bad, but you're on the other side. Give me a break. Most Canadians are centralist. Are central. It doesn't, and they all of them consider all the political parties liars. So it's basically what happens here is people will vote for the same person until they fuck up. Then they get voted out. If you don't rock the boat, you don't raise taxes too much, and you don't fuck up, you keep your job. Like, there was a lady that, what was she called? She was a minister for the government. and I forget what she was for, but when the Taliban took over Afghanistan, she called the Taliban our brothers, and she got voted out because we were like, they are not our brothers. Go fuck yourself.
See, in terms of that, granted, like I said, because of the media, because I don't pay attention to it, from what I do know of it, we've been at war with them, not you guys. This is what I know personally.
Yeah,
I do agree with her. I do not agree with why she got voted out. Like,
because Canada was in Afghanistan, and we were the third largest casualty rate out of all the nations, and we were in charge of Kandahar, the most dangerous province, for a few years. And
actually, I do remember hearing about that. Now that you say that, I do remember hearing that.
And when she called the Taliban our brothers after they killed our people, it didn't get received well up here, because the one thing you don't really do up here, while we don't overtly do things to like down in the States, like being a member of the military is like a revered thing, right?
Right.
Up here, it's not. But at the same time, you don't badmouth them. Like, when we pulled out of Afghanistan, like we only have like 70,000 soldiers, active soldiers here, maybe 100,000
compared to ours, because
because up here, before Afghanistan, we perceived ourselves more as peacekeepers rather than
right. And I do agree with that.
But when we pulled out, Fox News, on one of their Red Eye with Greg Gutfield or something like that, they insulted the Canadian military, and it caused a diplomatic incident. Our foreign minister demanded an apology, and one of those people that were on the panel there that made fun of the military had a show in Edmonton a month later, and the promoter there said, "You gotta cancel. I can't guarantee you'll make it to the club from the airport." That's how angry people are here.
See, that's another thing too. Like, your people, like the Canadian people, when you get mad about something, in terms of American culture, you guys have a notoriety of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
When you're angered.
Mm-hmm.
And as potentially the most neutral goddamn American you'll ever meet, it's mesmerizing, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I thought that we could get pissed off. I would never imagine fucking with somebody like yourself being a Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Not to throw the stereotype at you, but like, I've seen you guys pissed off, and I tell you what, a goddamn machete ain't gonna fucking get me caught bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Well, going back to the World Wars, in the First World Wars, the Germans considered the Canadian Corps the Allied stormtroopers.
I've heard that too. That's the sad thing.
The last 100 days of the war, while in other countries they're called the Allied 100 Days, in Canada it's called the Canadian 100 Days, because the Canadians took more prisoners, fought more than any other country, and took more territory from the Germans in those 100 days. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I've read many times that the last Allied soldier killed in World War II or World War I was a Canadian soldier.
I borderline want to look that up. Like, I've heard it called the Allied 100 Days. I'm familiar with that with that phrase, not friends.
Mhm. A couple of years back, I was at the War Museum up in Ottawa, and there was a cannon there. It was on loan to Canada from some city in Belgium, I think. And basically, the Canadian Corps
pardon me.
gave them that cannon, saying that it was the last cannon shot by the Canadian Corps in the war.